Good morning, all my yarny friends. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I am doing much better this week than I was last week. I'm still feeling a little scattered, but I think it's just the change, in clocks and, going into some winter weather. It's only 60 degrees here today. I think it's up to, let me look at my watch here. It's up to 63 now here in Yukon, Oklahoma, outside of Oklahoma City. So, this is Coffee and Crochet with Sara. Welcome. And in case you don't know, we try to do this every Tuesday, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. Are you ready to clink in? Alrighty. Clinkety, clink, clink, clink. And as you can see, all the little eyes my grandson put on there, they came off in the dishwasher. I actually had this in the sink and I was rinsing it and I saw some of them coming off and I didn't want them to go like in the drain in the dishwasher, so I just took them off. It was so fun though. I had a lot of questions about, I forgot to clink, didn't I? Did I clink, clink, clinkety, clink, clink, clink? I just love this coffee. I had a lot of questions about where did I find all these pumpkin spice coffee. Well, come on, people. I found it at Aldi. And the one lady was like, tell me what aisle it was on. It is not on the coffee aisle. I went back. I got a couple more. This is what it is. Pumpkin spice, ground coffee. It is a light coffee. Right there, you can see it's light coffee. And it is 100% Arabica coffee, pumpkin spice, naturally and artificially flavored. Rainforest Alliance certified coffee. The brand here says it's Barissimo. I've never heard of that. The only place I have seen this particular one is Aldi. And remember, y'all, I told you I do not like pumpkin spice. I've had it. I've tried it at a couple of different coffee places, and I just didn't like it. Well, I thought, well, I'll just get one of these because I know that my daughter and my granddaughter and my daughter-in-law all like pumpkin spice coffee. And so I thought I would just check it out. Oh my word, it is so good. And I had it other places by other companies. I didn't like it. And so that's why I wanted to tell you about this one. It's at Aldi. If you have an Aldi nearby, get you some. I can't remember what I paid for it, like maybe $6.99, something like that. And it is 12 ounces. Anyway, I wanted to tell you about it because I kept getting questions about it. And it is so yummy. I used vanilla creamer. Today I'm using the caramel macchiato. And it is so good in the pumpkin spice because it's like adding a little bit of caramel in there. And it is sugar-free. And the only reason I'm using that one is they didn't have my favorite, the Irish cream that I usually use in sugar-free. They didn't have that one. So, To me, when I get to have coffee with a creamer, it's like a treat for me because I can't have sugar anymore, of course. I've been off sugar for about 2 years. And I guess it's been a little over 2 years. And, I think that sugar craving will always be there. Although I didn't have too much trouble giving up the sugar. It's the carbs. Man, I love potatoes and French bread. Those are things that are hard. And I've tried some of the, I can't remember what you call it. It's low carb types of breads and pizza crusts and things like that, and I'll do without before I eat some of those things again. All right, well, let's get started. I got a lot going on today. The first thing I wanted to do is last week I had so many things to talk about. Forgot my coaster here. That I forgot to do our shout out. That was rude of me. Okay, so the shout out of the week is a young lady. I say young lady. She's younger than me. I mean, I'm 61, so a lot of people are younger than me. She looks to be younger than my daughter, so she's probably early 30s or something. I don't know. Who cares, right? Her name's Amanda, and her channel is called Serendipity Crochet. And I just stumbled upon this channel a couple of weeks ago. It had to do with a friend of mine was looking for Ami patterns, okay? And I don't really do those. That's not my thing. And so I was looking for some really good ones for her to watch on YouTube. And I ran across this young lady. Mostly what she does is teaching amigurumi. I always just call them Ami Mammies or little stuffies. She teaches not just her patterns for Amis, but also a lot of neat techniques and things that will help you in learning to do Amis or the little, the little stuffies. And I like them. I've done, some, but it's just not my thing. It's not what I like to do the most. Okay. And I think you'll really like her. Amanda of Serendipity Crochet. So you know what to do. Go like, share, and subscribe, and then tell her I sent you. Because one of my favorite things to do is to encourage other crocheters in our big old crochet community. I do have to tell you the funniest thing. A couple of weeks ago, I was sitting in church over on the side talking with some friends. And another lady came up to me and told me she really liked my hairpiece. And I'm like, what? She goes, aren't you wearing a wig? I'm like, no. And she grabs my hair and she starts pulling on it. I'm like, no, this is my real hair. She goes, oh my word, I thought you were wearing a wig. And I don't know if she was serious or not. But it was so funny. So now every time she comes up to me, she kind of goes like this with my hair a little bit. Like I'm going to pull your wig. I thought that was so funny. This is my real hair, people. I just got like 7 inches cut off. It's just because it gets heavy, but I have really super thick hair. I mean, you can see how thick it is up here. I got super thick hair. And I'm not going to complain. I'm not, because I know a lot of people don't. Okay. The other thing I want to share with you real quick. Okay, last night we went to my grandson's marching band last performance here. Now they're leaving to go to Indianapolis for a great big competition. But I wanted to thank you all of you that gave or bought patterns last spring. Remember, we raised $750 to help pay for him for these things because they're very expensive. This trip is costing $2,000. And that was just one of the ones that, they've gone to. Because they have to pay for bus and rooms. And their band is probably 400 people. It's huge. Okay. But anything that I raised, that you all bought patterns or donations, they went right to Aiden's own band stuff. It didn't go to the whole group, just FYI. And the reason I'm talking about this is I'm going to be having a Black Friday sale on my patterns in my Ravelry shop. Only this time, my granddaughter, Callie, who's 15, she's a sophomore in high school. Aiden is a junior. Oh my goodness, he's going to be a senior next year. Anyway, Callie is going on a choir trip. And it's very expensive because it's the same thing. It's several days, traveling, staying in hotels and food and things like that. And I'm going to be doing a buy one, get one free over Black Friday sale. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it probably on midnight, the night before Thursday of Christmas, Thanksgiving. I don't know the date exactly. I just know, that Thursday. I'll get you the date next week. And then I'm going to have it run all the way through Fiber Monday. So it'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That'll give us 5 days to raise some money, because all the money that'll come in from you buying patterns will go to support my granddaughter Callie's trip. And again, it's just going to go to help pay for her to get where she needs to go. And I'm really proud of her. I was going to grab a picture off Facebook of her in their choir outfits. Are so pretty. They're long black dresses with black sleeves that have like bell sleeves, and they're just a scoop neck. And then they have this beautiful red gabardine, no, not gabardine, like a chiffon scarf that they wear down. It's just so classy, and they're all in like these beautiful black shoes. Anyway, I'm just really super proud of her. So just FYI, I'll be setting up a buy one, get one free. You have to buy 2 at least. That way you get 1 and get 1 free. But it'll be unlimited. You can buy as many patterns as you want to. And then all of that will go to Callie's trip. She is in, I think it's called, is it Honor Choirs? I can't remember. She tried out this last weekend for nationals, I think. But anyway, I can't remember all that stuff. But anyway, that's what, so be prepared for a really great Black Friday, buy one, get one free of my patterns on Ravelry. And if you want to go ahead and go look on Ravelry, you can, and see what patterns that I have. I have over 1,000 patterns listed on Ravelry. That's a lot of patterns, you know. So anyway, I thought I'd let you know about that. And let me see, what else was I going to let you know about real quick? Okay, now, usually I do a yarn of the week, right? But this week, in case you haven't seen it, Premier Yarn has been having a big yarn week with tons of yarn on sale. A lot of them have been 60% off. Hang on 2 seconds. Thought I was going to sneeze. All right, I'm not going to sneeze. Don't worry, I wouldn't sneeze on you. Anyway, so a lot of them have been up to 60% off, and every day different things have been on sale. Well, the sale ends, I believe, tonight at midnight or tomorrow at noon. I can't remember which 12 o'clock it was. So if you haven't gone and seen everything they have on sale, everything from their anti-peeling yarns to their ombres to just everything. And go over to, use my link, and you'll find that link underneath this video. It's like the second link. And go over to Premier Yarn and check all their stuff that's on sale. I had to really restrain myself because I set up a budget each month of what I can spend on yarn. And I already spent November's budget in October. And so I told myself I would not buy any more yarn. And plus they sent me some really good things this time that I'm still working with. But boy, I'm having a hard time. And I might still go after I'm done here to check out, see what else is on sale. Okay, and I did a little video on Instagram, and I've been trying to post it different places because it's really great savings. If you live in the continental United States and you buy $75 worth, you get free shipping. Okay, and one thing you need to do when you go there is put your email address and let them send you notices when things go on sale, because And when they tell you, when they send you an email that stuff's on sale, use my link and then go look at it. Okay, I want to get the credit. Okay, so we don't have a yarn of the week, but we do have a big yarn sale. I just don't want you to miss out. It's just everything we love, you know, all the stuff from basics to, you know, anything you can see behind me. All my Premier yarns, all that stuff has been on sale. Okay. All right. So, you know, a lot of people have issues with buying things they shouldn't or doing things they shouldn't. And I tell you what, I'm not a shopper. I'm not even a window shopper that much. But the one thing that I struggle with, anytime I go to Walmart or Hobby Lobby or Joann's or any place that there might possibly be yarn and I spot it, I'm going to go look at it. And I'm going to probably think, well, I could use this or that or the other thing. I have to really control myself. But I didn't want you to miss out. It's just a really great sale, okay? And I'm pretty sure it goes through midnight tonight, but I'm not sure. So I'd have to check. Oh, yes, that DK Bloom. That is gorgeous yarn. I can see why that one's sold out. So, what is my favorite? Yarn. I am really drawn to chunky yarns like the chunky 5s and the chunky 6s because they're just so soft and fun to work with. But really, it's really kind of funny, actually, because the weirder and the harder to work with the yarn is, the more I love it. I love a good challenge, but I really love all yarn. I do. But as far as colors, I'm going to say ombres and gradients. I love those the most. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about what happened this week at Posh Pooch Designs as far as patterns go. All right, so I'm going to click over here. There we go. This is our tea towel with our Christmas trees, and I love how I was able to get the end of this to move like this. It's so pretty. And because when you're doing this row here, you're like, why is she only chaining 3 but skipping 4? And by doing that, that's how we get that little wave in the bottom of our tea towel. Okay, it's a beautiful towel. I can't remember the size of it because it's on the pattern. But you've made 2 already. Awesome. I made this one in bright colors. I love to film with bright colors like this green. And I thought, this would be great for people that have like a pine theme. A lot of people have like a cabin theme, or if you like in our RV, when we sold our RV because we left Colorado, but when we had ours, I had a lot of pine colors in there, because my husband and my son were doing racing, and then we take the RV up into the hills and, anyway, do a lot of four-wheeling. But so it doesn't necessarily have to be Christmas. It can be, just a pine tree. But I think it would be really pretty to do this in pine colors and use some Christmas colors up in here. Maybe trim it in red. Just use your imagination. But I really love how it turned out. And I think I already have someone in mind I'm going to give this particular one to, but I want to make her another one as well, so she'll have 2. But this is our tea towel, our pine trees tea towel, and I really, really, really love how it turned out. And people always ask me, you did your towel out of cotton, can I use an acrylic? You can, but it won't be absorbent. If you're going to use this as an actual towel, acrylic's not absorbent, okay? Now, you could probably use wool, but remember, once you wash wool, wool is going to felt, which means it's going to shrink up. And it might be really kind of pretty if you're going to use it as, say, just a decoration on your table or a placemat or something like that. All right? And so that was what we did on Friday. That was our Friday Fun Day crochet pattern. Okay? And I actually love it. I really love how it turned out. I was working on it for quite some time, because I was trying to get the bottom of that just the way I wanted it. And actually, once I figured it out, I'm like, that was so easy. So, yes, it's really, really, really a fun pattern. All right, now, the other thing we did was yesterday, we did our November 6-inch square of the month. And I'm going to pull these out here. And I've got some yarn here I'm going to show you as well. And the reason is I picked out a yarn that I'm going to use to put all my squares together. And so at this point, we've done 11 different squares, and I have 2 of each of my squares. And they aren't the same. Like, these are both the October square, and I did them different. And I'm okay with that, because although these 2 are the same, they're similar. But what I'm trying to do is, this one here, they're different, because I like to show different ways that you can do the patterns. Okay, now, if you're doing the 6-inch square of the month, we're going to do 2 squares every month. And so we've done 11 months. We have 1 more month, December. And then in January, we're going to put them all together in a blanket. Well, I could not decide. I didn't want to do it in black, although I really do like black and granny squares. But with these being a lot of different types of squares, I just didn't think that a black or a beige. And then I thought, well, maybe blue. And I just could not decide. Well, I was doing some cleaning up in my yarns. Yeah, you would be amazed. And I came across this yarn. And this is a Hirschner's yarn called Sundance Scramble. And it's white, but it has all these primary blue colors going through it. And I thought this would just be perfect for that. Now, I may change my mind before January, because we're going to do it in January. But I do have 2 of these. And so what I thought I would do, and if you want to get them, they're from Hirschner's. It's a medium weight number 4. The color's called Rainbow. It's a medium 4 acrylic. And I got them on Hirschner's, I want to say almost 2 years ago. I just thought it was perfect for this idea, because I've got so many different colors going on in here. And I want to do the trim when I hook them together in a way that you can see it, and then do the trim on the outside. But I also have an idea that I might do some basic 6-inch squares using this also, and maybe make 6 of them to kind of intersperse in there. Because of what I want to do with the squares is I want them to be like, I don't want them to match. I want them to be all mixy matchy, you know, all over the place. And I thought about just throwing them in a laundry basket and just grabbing whatever and putting them together. You know what I'm saying? Now I do have a video where we did another square of the month, which we started with basic granny square and worked up to some more intricate type squares. That particular crochet along was called the Grantastic one. And on that one, the last one, if you want to learn how to do what we call the join as you go, where you don't have to cut your yarn and all of that, where you just start and you just start putting them together, I do have a video on that. And I believe it is in the it might be in the Afghan and Granny Squares. You know, I don't think it is. I think it's in the Grantastic. I have a playlist just for that particular crochet along called the Grantastic Crochet Along. We did all the squares in one color also. If you're, and you can use some of those squares too. I'm not sure if they're all 6 inches. I can't even remember. But anyway, if you want to learn how to do where you just crochet, join as you go and you don't have to cut your yarn. Yeah, it's in the Grantastic one. It's in there. Go to that playlist. It says Grantastic on it, and it'll show you how to do that. But we're not going to use that method this time, just because of I want the yarn to show this time. Okay, but if you don't want yours to show, you can use that method. Okay, so that's just something I thought I would share with you. But I really like this yarn. Oh, is it on sale right now? Janet says it's on sale for $3.99. That's a good price because this is 3.5 ounces. And this is one of those yarns that is a medium weight number 4, but it feels a little bit more like a 4.5. And remember, that's not a technical term, but you know, here's an end here. I'll show you over here. So we'll show you what I'm talking about when I say that. You know, all of the yarns, you know, they're like light 3, medium 4, chunky 5, extra chunky 6 or whatever, bulky. But sometimes there's yarns like these that aren't exactly, in my opinion, a 4, but they're too small to be a 5. And so I call them a 4.5. It's not a technical term. Don't quote me on it. It's not a technical term, but it is a really, I like to use it, especially on blankets and things like that. I just like using it. It's fun. And I thought I also have this in a pastel. I think, I'm not sure why I bought the pastel. I probably had something in mind for it. I do not have anything worked up with it just yet, Nessa. I don't. That's what I was saying. I bought these 2 for a particular thing, and then I also bought 2 of the pastel ones. So if you go to Hirschner's, when you go in and look at the yarns, they usually have a swatch made up, usually in knit and in crochet. Most companies do. So go and look for that. Go to the Hirschner's website and just put in the Sundance Scramble. And the color is called rainbow because it's all primary colors. And you can look and it'll show you what it looks like. Most of them are really good about doing that. There you go. It's in the Grantastic, titled Grantastic Crochet Along Continuous Join. Yeah, it's a really neat way to putting your squares together. And I really like doing it. And it was really easy. I actually laid them out on my kitchen floor and sat on a pillow and put them all together. And it went really fast. So, I mean, that is a neat way of doing it. I'm just not going to be doing this one that way. And I am going to make some of the just basic, what I call solid granny squares. Not the ones with the 3 double crochet clusters, but solid. And I do, if you go to the Grantastic thing, you'll see in there where I've done some solid. I think it was the 2nd month that I did the solid ones. I can't remember. But they're in there, and there's 12 different crochet granny squares. I'm almost positive they're 6 inch also. if you want to use some interspersed with these, you certainly can. Any 6-inch granny square will work interspersed with what we're doing. I just thought it would be neat to do some out of this so that it kind of corresponds with all the other ones. You know, I like kind of, I think random would be the word I'm looking for. I like random blankets. I think they're fun. When I was growing up, we always called them crazy blankets. You know, I loved it. We had a couple of quilters in the church that I was growing up in when I was a kid. And we had a couple of quilters that would get together and they'd bring all their scraps in and they'd make these gorgeous quilts out of just these scrap pieces. And I had one that when my daughter was born that my mother-in-law made that was, it was just all different scraps of, it was a quilt with pink. It had like a tealish blue and it had lavender, I think, and yellow. And it was just a whole bunch of quilted yarns, not yarns, a whole bunch of quilted pieces of fabric that had those colors. And it was absolutely gorgeous. And I had it for years and years and years. And when she was little, I didn't have a playpen. And so I would put a blanket out in the grass. And she did not like the feel of the grass on her legs. And she stayed on that blanket. And I used it for many years. I think I just washed it to the point where it just fell apart. Because we used it for so many years. I hated to get rid of it, but, you know, it fell apart. I probably shouldn't have used it all the time. But she loved that I used it. And so, I loved it. Okay. Now, the other thing I wanted to share with you before I let you go. Let's see, what time is it? Oh, we're doing great. The other thing I wanted to share with you is now that we're into the middle of November, the next few weeks I won't be doing the this or that type videos. What I'm going to be doing is adding in a few extra little patterns that are fun. Just to add, because I have so many ideas for Christmas and the holidays that I want to get those in there. And then after Christmas, when we get into New Year's, can you believe it's going to be 2025? It's like just yesterday I was in like 8th grade and it was 1976 or something, But anyway, yeah. But anywho, I'm already working on one for tomorrow that's a lot of fun and they're real simple videos. And I might sort of change up. We're still going to do Friday Fun Day, because I do have a lot of really fun, Christmas and holiday things that I want to do. And so we're still going to have the same amount of videos. We're still going to have our Monday video, which is usually a pretty good size tutorial. We're still going to have our Tuesday live video. And we're still going to have our Friday Fun Day on Friday. I'm just going to be changing the this and that video that I put out on Wednesday to patterns that are simple and fun. Kind of, beginner friendly or something, but a lot of times I get people that will say, do you have this pattern or do you have that pattern? And I don't have one for that, but yeah, I know I've written over like 3,000 patterns. I don't have it for that one. A lot of times I forgot and I don't have it and I haven't, worked on it in a while. That's how this one over here, this tree pattern happened, because I had been working on this for several years. And I put it away because I could not get it to look like I wanted it to. And then someone mentioned to me I think it was last Christmas, that I made a washcloth that had the mesh of a Christmas tree shape. And you can find that I have a playlist for all my Christmas patterns that I have here on YouTube. And I thought, well, I wonder if I could incorporate into this. And I didn't like the way it was looking because it was kind of pulling funny. And it didn't matter how loose I did my stitches. I just didn't like it. And so, yes, Miss C, quick and easy Christmas patterns. But anyway, then I started messing with this again this year. And I really loved how it turned out. And so a lot of patterns that I've done in the past that I never published, or they weren't like wonderful. I'm kind of updating, reviewing, redoing, that sort of thing. I many years ago, I used to, when my husband was in the Air Force and we traveled, all over the world. Y'all who follow me know that. And when we were in Germany, I started writing patterns and sending them into magazines. And Family Circle, I think is, what was it? Family Circle? I can't remember. And I won a couple of contests and things like that. You know, all the winner just gets their pattern in there. And I wish I still had those, because I don't know, because that was like 1980. See, my son was born in 1985. So it had to be 1985-ish, around that time. And I don't know what I ever did with those. And I know that I have them written down in my books. And I have over in the closet over here just tons of tablets that I have sketches and patterns that I've written out. And a lot of times I go back through those. Like I try to keep the Christmas ones together and, you know, fallish, stuff like that. And so I'm going through a lot of those and coming up with some really neat ideas. And some of them I'm looking at going, what were you thinking? You know? So anyway, I just thought I'd give you a heads up on that. Okay. So I'm going to let you go. Go visit Amanda of Serendipity Crochet. Tell her I sent you. Don't forget to check out the Premier Week sale. There's tons of stuff on sale. Some of it as much as 60% off. Some of the 3 bags and things like that, the bag stuff. And just stuff we use every day. Okay? Do that. And what was the other thing I was going to remind you to do? Well, anyway, let's have a really great week. There was one other thing I was going to tell you to remind you to do. Oh, that's what it was. Don't forget about our buy one, get one free Friday, Black Friday through Cyber Monday sale. Okay. And I'll tell you more about it next week and how, because I'm going to, you know, I always just set it up and then I give you a code, you know, and I usually put buy one, get one, but I might call it something like Callie this time or something. But anyway, I'll tell you all about it next week, because that's when it will start. You know, can you believe Thanksgiving it's coming on us so quickly? Anyway, as we get older, the time passes quicker, I suppose. Alrighty, so I think that's everything. I wrote something on here and I can't read my handwriting, so I'm not going to talk to you about it. Oh, my word. Okay, so thank you for being with me today, my silliness. Thank you for all that you've done for my grandson and his band, his personal band, marching band, jazz band. And thank you all who went and bought crochet hooks and pens from Buddy, from Sam Jott, and he is very thankful for this, because the money, of course, goes to that scholarship in memory of his precious son. And thank you all for just being a part of what we do here. You know, and like I said last week, this is our time to just get together, set aside the cares of the world, because we all have them, and just laugh at each other. It's okay if you laugh with me. You know, because laughter is a great medicine. I think even the Bible says that laughter is a good medicine. It does the heart good. And I think it does. And I think it eases our stress a little bit. And, you know, and it's okay if you want to laugh at me. I'm all right with that. All right, let's see if I can get my heart better this week. All right. I love my crochet friends. Thank you so much for being a part, because I can't do it without you. I cannot do any of this without all of you. All right, so I'll see you next week.